Hey everyone, welcome. This is the SIG Node CI meeting on September 24th, 2025. Starting off, the first agenda item is Kevin.
Yeah, so basically, the agenda is I linked to the fact that we're hitting some problems in our C groups V1 lane for cryo. Thanks to Maria, she actually figured out that we were not on all the lanes that say C group V1 for cryo. We were actually provisioning a C group V2 node. And when we tried to enable cgroups v1, we discovered that the CPU set controller was not there for the cgroup v1 nodes, and all our lanes started failing on the Fedora side. It looks like it still works on Containerd and Google Coro or Google operating system. I had an issue to say that I think to quote unquote fix this, I'm thinking that we might just go ahead and drop the cgroup v1 testing on Fedora.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. So I will go ahead with that. I guess this means that the only signal we still have on the cgroup v1 is coming from Containerd side until we decide to fully drop it, right?
Yep, that sounds good.
Okay.
Cool, thank you for bringing it up. All right, let's go to triage unless anyone has any other things they wanted to talk about. All right. What are we at? Yes, so we just talked about that. That will no longer be a problem.
Yeah, I reverted the change, so it should hopefully be working again.
Mm-hmm.
And
cool.
We will probably does anyone know if there's a problem with us removing a release blocking lane? Like these tests are these tests are also in SIG release. So like
I don't think so. I mean, I think it's just like there's just like a text pointer to it. So I think we may have to remove that as well, but I don't think that there's anything.
Yeah, I'll probably just go ahead and remove them all from test and pro and 1PR. Okay, then see what happens.
Great. Okay, so the serial test on Ubuntu is failing or flaking. Disruptive test. Let's see if there's anything in. We're tracking it at all.
I see this Windows is a little bit red for a long time, and it blocks some PRs.
Sorry, Satiris, you were a little quiet. You were saying it's been red for a long time.
Yeah, exactly. I think this full Kubernetes unit Windows master, it's red for 4 days now, and I'm wondering if this is something we are following or.
I think that there was an issue for it. Let's see. I don't know where the Windows ones are, but I do remember it was linked against a PR.
Okay, yeah, because it takes like 4 hours, and then it complains that the Docker cannot be restarted, and it takes 4 hours, and so.
Yeah, I'm not seeing. Hold on. Let me see if I can find. the one I was thinking of. Oh no, I'm maybe thinking of a different one. You're talking about the Windows tests?
It is the pull Kubernetes unit Windows. So I think it's whenever we push something, then it automatically starts.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find also then to share it.
A quick search on Kubernetes repo doesn't bring anything up. But I might not be looking deeply enough. So we do have an issue for this one. And it looks like Swati is looking at it. That's good. Yeah, I think there are folks on our team at Red Hat who are looking at these issues, though I need to follow up on those and see where we are on that process to make sure that that's going forward. But I'm pretty sure we're tracking these internally and are looking at that. On the cryo fixes, so that's good. Interesting. Oh, I think this is the same test that was failing. Right? Yeah, I think this is the same as the one we just looked at. So some memory manager failures just recently. I'm not sure we've seen those. Okay, that might be a new failure, so I'm gonna save that to make a bug out of. I'll go back to the dashboard though. Yeah, about this one, it looks. I wonder if there's something going on.
For this one, I have opened a ticket for another case. So what I have noticed is sometimes it fails, but it fails only on the beta nodes, which have container D 2.3. So I can share in the chat the link. Francesco is checking it as well.
Yeah, that would.
Related because the metrics. Yeah, it's the same. I'll share it in the chat.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, if we're tracking it somewhere, then we can look at it at triage. Cool. So we'd consider, or is this?
So if it relates with metrics, I think it's irrelevant if it's memory. So it fails sometimes when it tries to get the metrics And it's not related with the test, because if you check in the artifacts, they are doing an A/B testing in two nodes, the beta and the stable, and in the stable it always works fine. So I think
Cool. Good. Tracking that. And flakies are flaky. Yeah, so that's expected. I'm not sure if we're looking at these specifically.
I don't know if I can throw that flaky anymore, but it looks like it's consistent failing.
It does, doesn't it? I don't understand how to read this 2 out of 3. I presume that it tried 3 times, but actually that seems different.
No, if you go to artifacts, you'll see what it's doing is running 3 separate node images, and it's failing on one of them.
Ah, okay.
I don't know which. I never remember which one to tell, but yeah. So one of the OSs is just failing outright. It sounds like.
Yeah, that does look like that. All right, let's see if we are tracking it. All right. Okay, so that's all tracked. Secret V1, we don't care. We're gonna drop all of these, which will be good. V2 one. Yeah, so I think we're tracking these. So that's okay. Similar V1. Okay, so that's all good or fine. Secret V1. Drop this one as well. Maybe we're developing new tests or something. I'm not sure why this is so little. This might be something new.
These are the pre-submits. I don't know if it's worth looking at those, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Why is it so small? Did we look at these? I forget.
Or was that the
Yeah.
EC2 ones?
Yeah.
I don't even know who's maintaining those anymore.
I also don't know.
I mean, I think the reason why is Dim's moved off of AWS to NVIDIA. So I know he was kind of helping maintain this. He did give me a name of somebody that, like, if there are issues, but not exactly sure how. I haven't seen AWS much in SIG Node, to be honest.
Yeah.
but whatever.
Cool. Whatever indeed. Okay, test grid looks okay. I have a couple of issues to open up and make sure that we're tracking. And that's good. Okay, what is happening next? Let's look at the test board. Things to triage. I think we talked about doing something 2 weeks ago. I don't remember. I did make it last week. Did you do that? Forget what we were talking about doing. Should have written it down. Log stream. I feel like this is more of a feature. I guess there is a bug change, but or test change. But
Yeah, this is a kind of a stale feature. The author, well, they got it to alpha, but they didn't finish the kube control aspect of this one. And unfortunately, I'm not hearing from them. But it still would be nice to have.
Yeah, I think that this could be tracked on the normal node board. Okay, looks like a test failure. I'm putting long term. It doesn't seem like really critical.
It might be worth asking Patrick if this is closable. I see some PRs mentioned with it.
This is a code change. Cool. So I think looks like Maria, you're here.
Oh yeah, that was what Sergey had recommended. To filter out like the tests that were running, the PSI tests that were running, that were intended for C Group V2, but I left it open because he wanted to discuss it a little more. He just can't make it today. But
yeah, we can maybe talk about it next week and leave it untriaged.
yeah,
I'm kind of like I'm a little confused because this wouldn't we want to run the PSI test on V2, not on V1?
Yes, but from my understanding, like features are used when you're running when they need non-default like settings to run, and since C Group V2 is the default,
Right. Yeah.
that's why I flipped it.
Well, I think that would. I think. Interesting. Yeah, we need to find a way to filter this test from V1, not include it when it's using V1. So the name of it doesn't seem quite right.
Yeah, the name confused me too.
Yeah, but we can talk about it next week, maybe.
Yeah, that works. Thanks.
Put in the agenda to talk about. October, which is wild.
Time flies.
Okay. Same thing. Okay. So we can leave those. This looks like a feature. Similar.
Yeah, I was gonna find this one. I think this is kind of similar to what Maria was bringing up. So maybe we should have. I know Sergey, I think, was trying to kind of push for this one. I know we probably do need to clean up our feature labels for our SIG Node EDs.
Oh, here we put the priority. Oops. Okay. This is more of a SIG storage. Cool. It seems. Do we? I guess this would be this team. It also seems like, Kevin, you're looking at it.
I was assigned.
Oh, it automatically.
No, I think they didn't assign me to it. I mean, I'll probably help review, but also part of a requirement for this kept going to GA, so I'm probably not going to prioritize reviews for this one until the kept freeze.
Yeah, that makes sense. Set container readiness to false when container terminates. I think that this is not a test, but a code change. I do want to look at it though. Similar. Yeah, bunch of API stuff. Fix, skip message missing. Oh yeah, that's an interesting idea.
So this PR needs a reviewer or approver?
It's still in draft. It's unclear if Paco feels convinced. It seems like another way to look at the C group. Yeah, this PSI failure thing.
Okay.
I think it would be technically waiting on author or in progress.
Yes, it's work in progress. Yes, correct.
but eventually it could probably use a reviewer. Okay, couple more. I might just finish up with these before going to bug triage. Hope this one we're gonna do. I think we just need. SIG v1 failure. I think that's going to be tests along with a feature update. Right there. Okay, cool. And then these we're leaving in to do. So that's good. And just nearly in time for bug triage.
I have an issue for the CI, which it's as an outcome of last week's one bug that we were checking. So if you can, before you go there, I can put it in the chat, because I know that the problem is something with cops, so they just need to fix it. So I didn't know, so I just put it in the chat. Sorry for the interruption, but I think this relates with some bugs we saw last week. So it was failing only on this AWS Cops cluster, and it was complaining about TLS. So I have put it SIG storage, but I don't know, do we have a SIG Cops or something?
I actually don't know who owns cops.
Is that cluster lifecycle?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Or what is COPS again? Is that one of the? Is that like? Oh, is that like a cube at ADM kind of project?
Yeah. Yeah, cluster provisioning. Who owns? Yes, a cluster lifecycle. That makes sense.
Okay, super. Thanks.
Okay. Qubit API admin does not have permission to issue a checkpoint.
Yeah, sorry, we looked at this last week. I think I just forgot to move it, or I don't know how to move it off the board.
It would be. Oh. Yeah, I guess you don't really have a better one than done. Or no, you can. What can you do? There's a way to do it. How do you do it?
Well, it's triage, right?
Well,
Or
no,
are
we decided it's not a bug, so it shouldn't be on this board at all.
Then you can close it.
Or it's a kind feature.
Well, we can do this. So you can go here and delete from the project. All right. Line by socket not working when pod uses multiple GPU cards. I'm gonna guess this is a feature.
Hey, yeah, I looked at this last week, and to me, it looked like a bug and something that we should be handling in the CPU manager correctly. So I tagged like Francesco and Swati to get some thoughts on this.
Cool. Okay, I'm inclined to believe that it just like the align by socket feature just didn't design with this in mind.
Yeah, I think like it fails to work if the original like the hint spans across like multiple sockets. Like it works well if it spans across NUMA nodes within the same socket, but doesn't work if it spans across sockets. That was my yeah, that's what I found out during debugging.
Gotcha. Pod restart policy is never stuck in pending. $125 is pretty old. Oh, this is an old bug. Okay.
We want to try to reproduce it with VM as well.
Yeah, I think trying on a newer version.
Yeah, I can do this test. Update the. Yeah.
Oh, great. Thank you. Want me to tag you?
Yeah, Sotiris. Yeah. Yes. Oh, yeah.
Aha. Yes. For some reason, I always try to put a C in there. Thank you. Pod with a still running post start lifecycle hood that is deleted is not terminated. Oh, that's okay. And we have talked about this. Oh, thanks, Clayton. Do we have any more? Oh, I just didn't think it should be closed.
This sounds like the issue that could have occurred before Clayton did that big refactor, right? Pod this is from the pod workers, if I'm not wrong.
I think this was found after that refactor, right?
Okay. No, okay.
I think. 125?
Yeah, it was 122.
Yeah,
Forgot now.
that's what I thought. I am curious about this though. I might take a look. I'm not going to CC myself because I'm not going to commit. Okay. I wish it would move it automatically. We did. Oh, just did that one. Cube crashes on EKS Windows node. I think that would be OSIG Windows, right?
I think it's already in SIG Windows, correct?
Yeah. Interesting. Incorrect pod memory usage after container termination. I don't think we do dump anything. Hmm.
Peter, you can assign this.
Want to take a look?
Yep.
Cool. Thank you. Backlog it for now.
How old is this bug again?
133, fairly recent,
Okay.
2 weeks old.
Recent enough. Okay.
Interesting. Okay. And we're pretty new version, right? Yeah. Server version 131, which is just out of support, but I kind of doubt that things have changed. But worth a and 1.7.
Do they have a good reproducer attached here?
I think not like immediately straightforward, but I think like I'm intuiting that it would be fairly straightforward if you mount a downward API into an init container and then restart the pod a number of times. I don't know how frequently it's happening.
When they say intermittently, do they mean while the container is starting, or this just keeps happening all the time?
My understanding is that it's like it occasionally happens, and when it happens, the init container fails. Like this specific init container is like looking for the mount, and my presumption is that like the init container starts without the mount there. I mean, if it was started without the mount, it's not like it's going to be hot plugged later.
Mm-hmm.
So
Is that it's not a config map or secret, right?
no, shouldn't it be downward API, right?
Yeah. So typically, SIG storage could take a look at it. That
Is downward API SIG storage?
no, but since it was related to mounts, I thought.
Yeah, I don't know. It kind of still is feeling kubelet related to me.
Okay, go, do one thing. Assign it to me. Let me see if I can reproduce.
Okay, thank you. Time shift. Time shifts. Yeah, I think we have in the past closed bugs basically being like, don't shift the time.
But there is a PR for that. I mean, it's so it,
True.
Get newer than, that's in Plague. That function is in Plague. Get if newer than, right? Yep. No?
And the pod cache.
Yeah, the cache.go. This will require some scrutiny.
I don't think that we should fix this, to be honest.
You can also mention that it touches to something that Plague uses, generic Plague uses, so no, sensitive. Any tampering is sensitive here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to just outright close it, but I won't triage it yet and see how this conversation goes. Qprod host header not RFC compliant by default. Yeah, because it's going over localhost. I think we're actually in the process of changing the way that host works here anyway. Like SIG Windows, SIG network wants to change that this was previously set.
It seems like they have provided a fix as well.
No, I don't think so.
Not in the PR, but in the description itself. What it should do. Request.header equal
Yeah, I
to
guess, yeah.
header, and then request.host equal to headers.getHost. That
True.
one. Okay, that's not big.
Hmm?
I mean, I thought, are they saying the host is not set? Like
I
headers
think
get
that, yeah, this headers.getHost is resetting it to be nil. Like it was formerly populated with something random. In the new request field. And then it was like overridden.
Should we ask SIG Network then to comment or?
Yeah, I mean, we could. I think it's still us. I mean, yeah, the way like we're not actually. So it's possible this won't change with what SIG Network is doing. Now I'm thinking about it because they are proposing. Like this is coming from the kubelet. What they're proposing is the host that the probe goes to, like the way that that's configured, might shift. I'm gonna try to take a look at this and see if I can sort of figure it out. Okay, allocatable capacity and capacity values for ephemeral storage under node status not displayed in the same format. Yeah, that's weird, isn't it? Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think it's terribly important, but does anyone want to take a look?
I can do a git blame and find at least why they did it if you want. It should be easy.
Thank you. All right. Incorrect pod phase transition after node reboot with init containers. Mm-hmm.
Wow, they just gave entirety.
Yeah, it seems. Yeah, I think they just found this while investigating. So they've deflagged the test.
Yeah, I looked at this PR. They deflaked the test by checking, like they basically changed the check instead of checking if the container or whatever is pending. They just check if the regular container is running. But that doesn't fix like the root thing that they found, which is that the phase changes between init container runs. So I told them maybe file a separate issue because like their deflaking doesn't fix the root cause.
Totally. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's good context. Yeah, this does sound like a bug, though I do agree that we have to investigate. So I think it'll be kind of tricky to do, but
But for me to understand, we all agree that this is not an expected behavior, or
I think so. I mean, I don't know what serious guarantees we make about node reboot, but it does seem like odd that like it seems like the pod phase isn't fully acknowledged. Like we're missing some bookkeeping that is keeping the phase correct between reboots.
okay. And this is irrelevant of the number of init containers because it states many, but is it like even two it's creating the issue, or is it like
I
100?
think so. Yeah, I would imagine it would happen with any number as long as one is started but not yet finished,
Okay.
and then the node reboots.
Okay.
Yeah, and they shared some logs on the flaky test issue, which just showed like as soon as the first init container exits, the phase changes. So it will happen with like any number more than one.
Okay.
Cool.
Thanks.
All right. That seems good. I think.
One thing I wanted to share is like last week, if you remember, we were watching about one bug about low connections and the speed that it was creating. It was an old bug. It seems container D 2.1.4 have solved this. Cryo didn't have this issue, just for your info and
Oh,
update
cool.
on that. Yeah.
Great. Thanks for calling that out. All right, we're at time. So I think that's it. Thank you everyone for joining. See you next week.
Bye.
Thank you.